214 goals in 250 games between 84 and 97. 2 Brownlows. I hope this is right because I tell you what, he's going to pull you up on it. Dual All-Australian. He's more than that. 85 Premiership player and Norm Smith medalist. Diesel, welcome to the studio.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. Tim, it's great to be on the best show in radio.
Now, we haven't paid you to say that.
No, I'm just saying it. It's true.
We love, I know you listen, and that is great. We feel privileged of that, but we love every time we talk to you. When they said you're coming in today, it's fantastic. So it's great to see you.
It is great to see him. I don't want to get off on a negative foot, but I'm a little bit surprised you only kicked 214 goals in your 250 games. That's not even a goal a game.
No, it's not, but I actually set up 3,000. Now, Plugger kicked 1,500. I set up 3,000.
That's exactly. I tell you what, he's seen them pretty well this morning. We've been having a good.
He's as sharp as a tack.
Having a good chat through the 8 o'clock news, and he's seen them like watermelons. In those Halcyon Sydney days when you were flying up there on the Sunday, and it was the only team you could watch on the Sunday. So we all knew you guys intimately. We all sat down. It was the only game on telly on Sunday. So. I mean, what was it like in those days? There's you and Jared, and there was the Wiz at full forward, and Bernie Toohey and Murphy and Barry Mitchell got there. Merv got there.
Yeah, that Warwick. And it was great. We kicked 30 goals in 3 weeks in a row and things. And
30 goals a week, 3 weeks in a row.
Yeah. And we're going in half time, and Tommy would tell me I was handballing too much. We're 15 goals in front, Tom. Jesus.
Could Tom take a little bit of feedback from one of the players when he was coaching?
No,
or
not many blokes would answer him back.
And you're the only one?
Oh, look, I talk to him all the time during the week about things, but he said, that's a great idea, Greg, and then he'd never do it.
And how hard did he train you during a week?
Tommy was, we were fit. Like, I remember I did a couple of pre-seasons at Carlton and got the arse early years, and then I went up there, did a pre-season. My God, it was like double,
Really?
I was so fit. I really needed it personally. And then I played my first game, Tim. You remember that? I had 38 possessions in my first game. So I struggled.
Quiet day for
I struggled. So it was really hard to get going. Yeah.
I remember.
So 38 possessions on debut. We did say to you, what's the most you had? Just tell us what you said in the end. What'd you have?
Well, there was a sad moment because I was helping Tom Mitchell a fair bit a few years ago, and then he broke my record, 53. I think I had. He had 54, and Barry Mitchell's on the phone 1 minute later, saying, "Bad luck, mate."
You taught him too well.
Yeah, but I just said to Mitch, and Tom says, I've had more than you. I said, yeah, you have, but I kicked 6 as well. So he never kicked a goal. So can I just talk about one?
Yep.
Remember there's a guy, Stevens, who played for Fitzroy, a big, tall guy.
Brett
Stevens.
Brett Stevens. He coached tennis and stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
Anyway, they tried stoppers on me and athletes, and anyway, he was about 6'3". So anyway, he's on me and this doesn't happen very often, right?
Yeah.
He was on me, and he was really struggling, right?
Struggling to hold
Stopping
you.
me.
Yeah.
Stopping me. Anyway, it was
How many you had
it was
that
half. I got through. I was about 16, 17, halfway through the second, and I said, geez, I better slow down here. Because sometimes the coaches would change them at half time.
Yes.
That's when they change them, right? And I haven't done this very often, but I slowed down deliberately so he stay on me. Anyway, I end up having 44. So Steve-O was the best tagger I've ever had.
Yeah, did you have an internal calculator when you played? Did you? Because you were aware of how many times you touched the ball.
Nah, look, I knew I was doing well. I actually, Sticks Kernahan, he used to count his marks, his kicks, everything. Like he was a mathematician, Sticks. And anyway, I started using my fingers, and I ran out of fingers at a quarter time. I couldn't keep going.
What did they do? How did they convince you to go and play an half-forward flank in the latter stages of your career? Because I think that would have taken some getting you out of that centre square.
Yeah, no, it did. The grand final of '95, that was the Parkin suggested I go forward, and I went in the centre of the first bounce and went forward, and wasn't that hard down there?
Wasn't on that day. How many did you kick?
It wasn't on that day. We had a great day. I kicked 5.
Yep.
Sticks kicked 5. I won the Norm Smith. We won the premiership, of course, but I won the Norm Smith, and I said to Parker, I said, look, just about won everything in the game. If you had moved me forward earlier, I would have won the Coleman as well.
He's in rare form. I mean, you're country boy when you're at Geelong, which would have been a good fit, and then you're lobbing Sydney Town.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
You're right. I was shy and I was a pretty good player, but I was shy. And I struggled in my first year, 86. I won the Brownlow up there in 86.
You took a
we
while
won.
to get
We're on
going.
top of the ladder. Jared was there, of course.
Yep.
Warwick Capo, Mitchell.
Was he your best?
Tui.
Was Jared your best handball target? Was he?
No doubt about it. I was thinking when on the way in, who's the best? Obviously, you two are the best radio couple, and I was thinking who you two are like, and I think you're a bit like Williams Healy. And I thought of the Cracker Brothers. Like, can we talk about that for a minute?
100%.
Oh.
How good were they?
How you talk about the way you two work together. It's unreal, and I think Jared and I were unreal as well. But the Cracker Brothers had a sixth sense, didn't they?
Did you love watching them play?
Oh, I really did. I really thought they were amazing. Though. So they had they're like twins. They just knew where each other were, and yeah, they were quite amazing. I got a bit of a run up with Jimmy once. Because he was a dirty bugger.
Oh.
Jimmy Cracker. He'd just whack you.
Yeah.
And he tried to whack me. I grabbed him around the neck. I said, Jimmy, back off, And he came up to me after the game. He said, oh, sorry, Diesel.
You loved your state footy, which Tim and I often reminisce about. And I think it's sad that the modern day player doesn't get to experience what we were able to. But for all the things you did and the great stuff you did, you genuinely loved playing state footy.
Yeah. Oh, I really did. I think, actually, you talk about, the highlights of your career. And back when we were playing, the best thing ever was play for Victoria or South Australia or whatever, and the rivalry of that. And then Ted Whitten came up to me one day after training and said, oh, he called me Diesel, which is fine. Diesel, you're going to be captain of Victoria. And I think, that was just the biggest thing anyone's ever said to me. And I still remember it, Teddy, and shakes your hand, you know what he's like. He was a state footy. And, to be named state captain was like the highest position you could get, pretty much, for me. And, I loved it and had some good state games. I think one of the favourites was I got tagged by Gary McIntosh. Remember McIntosh? Oh,
At Footy Park?
He was tough too, that guy. He didn't come to Victoria, unfortunately, but to play VFL, but he was all over me. And
Is that the night he belted you up? Is that the one?
Yeah, it was.
I was
You might have been there, but I think
I was going to help him out, Gary. Hang on a minute.
it was after quarter time, and the coach said, "Just get rid of him, Greg." Anyway,
Who was a coach?
I turned around and
Was Billy Goggin?
I knocked his front tooth out
Did you?
with my left hand. There's a scar there. See, that's McIntosh. Anyway, I knocked his front tooth out, and he came back at me like a bull, like a raging bull, and nearly killed me. I got, which is fine. And we went on, and they beat us in the end, and shook hands and that. And I reckon 10 years ago, this was probably 15 years ago from the game, and we're at Queensland on a golf trip, and we were in the pub, and this bloke came up to me with a beard, and he looked like he'd just come out of the bush, and he put his tooth on the bar.
No.
Because he had this fake tooth. It was Gary McIntosh. It was Gary McIntosh, and he said to me, "You better buy me a beer." And I was, when you think you're going to get hit, you just tighten up your jaw. Well, I'm like that, and I said, "Yeah, no problem, Gary." So I bought him a beer, and he stayed there. And Kernahan and Bradley and all them blokes were there.
Is that right?
Yeah, no, that was a great thing.
What's your favourite Warwick Kappa story? Have you got one?
Oh,
Kappa,
look, I love Warwick. He's got a heart of gold, that guy. And I'll tell you now, if you were standing him, he could jump on your head from one step.
Yeah.
Like, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was.
He could take some great marks, that guy. And before every game, every quarter, and kick it to me, Greg. Kick it to me, Diesel. Diesel, kick it to me. He always, in his stupid way, he just says, "Oh, don't forget to kick it to me." And he wrote a book. Warwick. He wrote a book. My God, someone must have done the spelling for him. Anyway, he wrote this book, and he reckons he was in Darwin and I was there. Like I was never there. I didn't go to this practice game in Darwin. He reckons he was sleeping, he was in bed with his Sheila, and I was in the cupboard with Jared Healy or something, listening to him having sex, he said. Like, give me a spell work. I wasn't even there, for God's sake. That'd be the last thing I'd be doing.